Good morning, and thank you all for coming. It is really great to see so many friends and familiar faces out there. I am honored to have the opportunity to serve as the 7th president of College of DuPage. For a very large portion of my adult life, I've looked upon this institution with admiration and affection. College of DuPage is a very special place. I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees for the trust and confidence that they have placed in me to lead this great institution. While I served as the college interim president, it became apparent to me that the Board of Trustees is completely dedicated to the college and the District 502 community that it serves. I am encouraged by a profound sense of purpose and keen focus that the trustees exhibit. Dr. Durham, I very much appreciate you making the trip from Springfield to be here this morning, and we appreciate all the work that you and the board do on behalf of community colleges in Illinois. I very much look forward to working with you. It has been a distinct pleasure getting to know our full-time and part-time faculty over the past 2.5 years. Whether it has been working with you in guided pathways, visiting your classrooms, attending your events, or just chatting with you in the hallways, I have been so impressed by your skills, your passion for your work, and your commitment to our students. To the classified and managerial staff, without what you do, we can't do what we do across the institution. You take enormous pride in your work. The administrative and operational support that is necessary to make an institution of this size function well requires technical expertise, professionalism, and diligence. Quite frankly, you bring it all. While others may not see all that you do, please know that we genuinely appreciate the work that is done here by you. I feel blessed to have inherited a gifted corps of administrators and cabinet officers of the college. I believe that we have the leadership skills to accomplish any task that confronts us. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to tackling the leadership challenge with you. Students are what this is all about. The prospect of helping our students achieve their dreams is what makes us eager to come to work every day. Not only do we want to help our students reach their intended destinations, but we also want to know a bit of their life stories. We want them to engage in the life of the college. Personally, I have derived tremendous enjoyment out of watching our students do great things, whether it's in the classroom, on the performance stage, on the athletic fields, or even in forensics competition, Lauren, if you're out there. I marvel at their gifts and what they're able to accomplish. I would like to thank each and every one of the students for choosing College of DuPage to be part of their educational journey. I also appreciate the government officials, higher education colleagues, high school superintendents, and friends who took the time this morning to be here. Your presence means more to me than you know. I'd like to take the time also to thank my family for their support throughout my professional career. My wife, Karen, has seen me through 3 advanced degrees and a lot of long work hours. She's known me since I was 13 years old, so she definitely knew what she was getting into. Karen, thank you for your love and support. While my father, William, is deceased, I must acknowledge him for his encouragement in my education. And teaching me some important leadership lessons. It is he who prompted me to pursue admission to West Point. My mother is too ill to be here to the ceremony today, but I must express to her my appreciation for example of hard work and perseverance. The ladies always amaze me. As many As many of you may know, all three of our children attended College of DuPage. Affectionately dubbed by themselves as the Caputo Sib Squad, they are interestingly all very different. Brian Jr. on your left is probably the traditional college student who transferred to a four-year school. Katie is our student with artistic interests. Our younger boy, Greg, is mechanically inclined. Each one of them was well served by the College of DuPage. Brian Jr. is an officer in the Armed Forces. Greg is a trades professional. And last but not least, Katie just graduated in May. We are quite proud of the whole squad, and we are grateful for the great academic experience that College of DuPage provided for them. Now I'd like to talk a bit about where I think this institution should go over the next several years. The college is about to engage in the development of a new strategic plan. Having had the opportunity to lead the institution for the past 7 months as the interim president and served as a senior administrator for the 2 years prior to that, it's apparent to me that a more focused plan is necessary. A plan that articulates our highest priorities, a plan in which every college administrator, faculty member, staff member, and can find his or her place. Having come to understand our environment, I propose this. Let's start with the centerpiece, student success. I believe that we should be an institution of exceptional student success in higher education. As I enjoy telling the story, I was walking through the halls last December, and a faculty member stopped me and said, "We're doing a lot of stuff around here, but what are we trying to accomplish?" As I thought about it, I concluded that the professor was on to something. We had no real central idea unifying our efforts. In response, the cabinet came together in January to try to formulate, crystallize around what is our central focus. We wrestled with the issue at length. However, in the end, we concluded, isn't it student success? Trying to get the students where they want to go? Then we came to the final conclusion that that should be our main thing. So what does student success mean? We believe it has 4 dimensions: persistence, completion, transfer, and employment. Persistence, this is facilitating the students' continued study until the ultimate goal is achieved, from semester to semester, year to year, until they get where they're going. Completion, we want our students to complete all the requirements for one of our degrees or certificates if possible. That is, we want our students to have a credential in hand before they transfer to another institution. We believe that completing a full program of study has value. At the same time, some students transfer to institutions before they get one of our degrees. For those students that do not complete a degree with us, we'd like to ensure that the transfer occurs as seamlessly as possible while maximizing the utility of the credits earned on our campus. With respect to employment, for those students who did not immediately continue their studies at another institution of higher education, we'd like to add value that permits them to obtain a job that suits their interests and their skills, or if they already have jobs, to obtain a better job to which they aspire. What are some of our targets? What I propose is this. While employment or enhanced employment is difficult to track or compare to other institutions, solid information is available on persistence, completion, and transfer. We are doing really reasonably well on transfer. We really need more work in some of the other areas. The provost and his staff are developing targets for special populations, that is, certain demographic groups, but we need global targets such as these. I believe we can be the top community college in Illinois across the aggregate of those 3 categories and be in the top 10% nationally. This is completely attainable. But how are we going to get there? Dr. Durham alluded to it a few minutes ago. I firmly believe that the Guided Pathways program is the vehicle to get us to these goals. The goals will become effective as soon as the major elements of guided pathways are in place, and we are working on it. The faculty and staff of the college are well acquainted with the program. However, for those of you who are not direct members of our institutional team, I'll explain briefly. And Dr. Durham talked about this as well. Guided Pathways is a program that a number of institutions across the country have adopted to build capacity to design and implement structured academic and career programs for study for students. This amounts to identifying the ultimate goal for an academic or career destination, and then for each student fashioning a sequence of courses to get them there and providing supports along the way. We are on the way to implementing this impactful program. Let me tell you about some of the elements that we are working on. Mapping, navigators, and we are also working on the first year experience platform course. Program maps address courses that are necessary to earn a degree or certificate at the College of DuPage and, if applicable, transfer to a university. In total, we must complete 700 maps. It's a heavy lift to address all of the degree programs and our students' most frequent transfer institutions. So we look at 5 or so transfer institutions and try to get maps that will lead students there. Significant progress has been made on these maps, but I would like to see us complete the maps entirely over the next 2 years, and this will keep us very busy. Counselors, program advisors, and the new position of navigators all play critical roles in the Pathways program. Counselors and program advisors are involved in many aspects of educational planning, while counselors also offer additional supports to students through career and personal counseling. There are times in which students may not be aware of these or other valuable resources that are available to them on our campus to help them succeed. To fill this gap, that is where navigators come in. Navigators closely monitor students through a case management approach to ensure that they are staying on track to complete their programs of study and identify situations where intervention is necessary. When other college services could potentially be helpful, it's the navigators that are a primary staff member to make a referral. During 2019-2020 academic year, we hired 13 navigators. This year, we expect to hire 14 more. In the next year, we plan to complete the formation of the Corps of Navigators with the hiring of 12 to 15 more navigators. Now, the first year experience. Currently, we offer a course that assists new students in transitioning to higher education by providing an introduction to the academic success skills necessary to meeting the challenge of a college education. In our Pathways work, we refer to this as the first year experience course. However, we are reevaluating this course with an eye toward more impactful programming for first year students. While enrollment in the course is voluntary, we are investigating various experiences that will better support the transition and success of our first year students. There are a couple of other programs that I'd like to talk about briefly that also support student success. One of these is a bit of a new one, which I'd like to introduce in the coming, not this, but the next academic year. There are many great minds doing great work on this campus with respect to teaching. I'd like to further promote innovation and pedagogy on our campus so as to continuously inspire faculty to explore new techniques that in the end could very well advance student learning. A clear example of this initiative that I'd like to encourage is the Enhanced STEM Instructional Classroom project that I'll talk about more in just a minute. To spur more work of this type, I'll be proposing the inclusion of a provision in the 2020-2021 budget for faculty to explore innovation and pedagogy, which we will call for now the Academic Innovation Program. I've asked the provost to develop detailed parameters for the program. Please stay tuned, there's more to come. The popular media often talk about the need in the marketplace for individuals with STEM skills. In February, the board chairman, our Director of Legislative Relations, and I visited federal legislators and their staffs in Washington, D.C. Conversations during that trip confirmed what we already understood. That is that skills in the sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics are in high demand. Our STEM faculty have always done a fabulous job preparing our students for work and further study in STEM fields. However, we can empower them more. The college's fiscal year 2019-2020 budget, that's this year's budget, includes $300,000 for the creation of 3 enhanced STEM classrooms on the 3rd floor of the Berg Instructional Center. These classrooms will feature 270-degree active learning technology, augmented reality and virtual reality technologies, and all of these technologies will elevate STEM teaching and learning experiences. We expect these classrooms to be ready by next summer. The enhanced STEM instructional classrooms provide essentially a pivotal, or essentially a pilot endeavor for us. We are exploring the possibility of taking our STEM education to the next level. That is by creating a dedicated STEM building. Our facilities master plan calls for the construction of such a building. The building would include a digital virtualization theater that is a DVT or dome, and a number of active learning classrooms similar to those that we're adding in the BIC. Astronomy professor Joe Del Santo, STEM dean Jennifer Cumpston, and I recently visited the University of Notre Dame, where we saw the power of a DVT in terms of instruction. Also, Assistant Provost for Instruction Kirk Overstreet, Social and Behavioral Sciences Dean Marianne Honeycutt, and Professor Del Santo came to appreciate the value of the active learning classrooms during a visit to Richland Community College earlier this year. We are excited by the possibilities of advancing the learning experience on our campus. We estimate that the cost of a STEM building would likely be in the neighborhood of $55 to $60 million. We have space on the west side of the campus for such a building. Also, happily, we have a potential source for about 1/3 of the funds for the building. The state of Illinois recently appropriated $20 million for the construction of buildings on the west side of campus, and Dr. Durham has absolutely promised that the money will come through. Just kidding. The balance of the funds necessary could come from other sources to include on-hand resources, referendum bonds, and philanthropy through the assistance of the College of DuPage Foundation. The benefits of a DVT in the active learning classrooms would extend beyond the instruction in the STEM fields. Professors in the liberal arts, social and behavioral sciences, and other fields would find new and exciting methods of delivering courses through these facilities. Their inclusion in this endeavor is entirely appropriate, as our students need a well-rounded education that includes expansive and rigorous study in the humanities and others non-STEM fields to be enlightened individuals that will serve society well. While student success is our main thing, we have, as we call it, there are 2 other strategic goals that I believe are appropriate for the college. One relates to art and culture. I believe that we should become the widely recognized Center for Art and Culture in the western Chicago suburbs. MAC Director Diana Martinez and her staff have done a superb job developing an annual calendar of outstanding events showcasing the performing arts. Yet we now know we have the opportunity to make an even bigger mark. We can distinguish ourselves as a preeminent purveyor of the visual arts. This will permit us to serve the District 502 community better. To find the best art and culture, one will not need to travel down to downtown Chicago. Our residents will be able to find it right here in Glen Ellen at the College of DuPage. A strong emphasis on art and culture will also support our educational mission and our primary strategic goal of becoming an institution of exceptional student success in higher education. We could not be more excited that the art of Frida Kahlo is coming to our campus next summer. The work of this renowned Mexican artist will be on display on the other side of the MAC atrium for 3 months in 2020. Through her works, Frida explored a range of contemporary issues and with such impact that she became an icon for feminism, activism, and Mexican heritage. The exhibition will include 26 original works worth over $100 million, as well as 150 digital images and an exquisitely designed poetry garden. The exhibit itself will be supplemented by a year of wraparound events, educational programs, and festivals. I must encourage each of you to attend the kickoff event for the exhibition on September 8th, starting at 1 p.m. here in the MAC. The Callow exhibition will be a major event in the history of the college, but we want the Callow event to be just the beginning. In subsequent years, we want to bring many more such events of world-class caliber to this campus. We cannot accommodate an artistic event on the scale of the Callow exhibit without modifying the Cleve-Carney Gallery across the atrium. I should say that now called the Cleve-Carney Museum of Art, as we've renamed it. We must upgrade the security and the environmental features of the museum to protect the art. Also, we are in the process of expanding the space of the museum by 1,000 square feet to the north. And what you see in this picture, to the right side of the picture, is a depiction of Frida, and that is the part that will enclose the new space. The expansion will permit us to offer a better viewer experience. The cost of the expansion will be approximately $2.8 million. I believe this is a wise investment in our institution, and I thank the Board of Trustees for their vision in this regard. Not only will the expansion enable us to better present the Callow pieces, but it will also position us to show off our permanent collection that is now in storage because of lack of space. I must add that our facilities master plan contemplates another expansion of the museum to the west. This expansion would double the size of the museum. I believe that we should pursue this expansion over the next few years to further advance our capacity to accommodate future world-class art exhibits. My experience during my interim presidency showed me that the District 502 community looks to the College of DuPage to be a thought leader, to be responsive to community needs, and to meet needs that are beyond the scope of traditional higher education. Our Continuing Education Division, under the leadership of Vice President Joe Cassidy, has always sought to satisfy non-traditional educational needs. However, the community, its leaders, and the marketplace have called us to do more, and we are responding. Indeed, we are seeking to serve DuPage County by being a major engine of economic development. That would be our third proposed strategic goal. This role not only works for the benefit of the marketplace, but it also provides opportunities for growth and employment for our students. Thus, it aligns well with the first goal of student success. Innovation DuPage and Project Higher Ed are the two primary vehicles we will use to promote regional economic development. In May, we celebrated the opening of Innovation DuPage, or ID as some of us call it, in a completely renovated 8,500 square foot section of the Glen Ellen Civic Center. ID is a business incubator, accelerator, training facility that has the capacity to grow business in our county. The venture arose out of the college's collaborative efforts with the County of DuPage, the Village of Glen Ellen, other governmental entities, institutions of higher education, and a variety of business partners. During this academic year, our objective is to incubate 50 new businesses, accelerate 30 maturing businesses, and train 1,600 new business clients. While ambitious, I believe that we can accomplish these objectives and begin to see ID make the major contribution to DuPage's economy that will continue for years to come. It seems that at least a few times each week, I read an article about a gap in the marketplace between the skills that employers need to operate their businesses and the available labor pool. In fact, the workforce development was one of the other two issues on which our federal legislators solicited our input when we visited last February. Project Higher Ed is our response to that call. The initiative is an Earn While You Learn program. The program participants are employees of District 502 businesses who also complete supporting job-related courses with us. The students are paid a wage for their work by the sponsoring businesses, and the businesses pay for most of the cost of the students' studies. The first group of 8 students recently started the program. This first group has come from the manufacturing sector. In the next 12 months, we expect to enroll students from 5 more manufacturing employers, but the program is adaptable to other business sectors. We are preparing a version of the program for at least one business outside of manufacturing by June of 2020. In concepts, the goals I've outlined here are relatively straightforward. However, those of us inside the institution know that there are many challenges inherent in each of them. Yet at this moment, I see the unmistakable potential in this institution to achieve these goals. We have a sincere and supportive Board of Trustees, and our faculty and staff are talented and passionate. All we need is focus and the commitment of everyone here today, and we will get there. I have complete faith in you. I look forward to embarking upon this incredible journey together, and I pledge to you that I will give you my very best. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. Your support means a great deal to me.